Hello, and thank you for joining me today. Well, this is the Tuesday, May 13th edition of our video devotionals. Thank you so much for joining us today. And I hope your Tuesday's going well. We've got a little bit of reprieve from the rain, but we've needed the rain. I think we're going to get a little bit more, and the temperatures are pretty nice too. So that's what's happening in our neck of the woods. Today, we're going to be in 2 Chronicles chapter 32, just two verses, verses 7 and 8. If you want to find that, if it is your custom to go with us into the Bible or onto your phone, whatever it might be, just to see the very words that we're reading today, do that if you will. Otherwise, thank you for watching the videos. We appreciate you, comments, the acknowledgments. Continue to pray for our upcoming revival, if you will. That'll be coming up Sunday. And then, of course, that'll continue Monday and Tuesday. So pray for that, if you will, that the Lord will bless and any and all people that are there. Well, let's go ahead and jump into this. It says here, of course, the setting here is the king of Hezekiah. The king Hezekiah has been threatened by the king of Assyria, who's Sennacherib. He's going to come and just basically overtake the city and the people. And of course, Hezekiah starts making some arrangements about that. And then he gets over here to verse number 7 and 8. And as he says to the people, he says, "Be strong and courageous, be not afraid nor dismayed for the king of Assyria, nor for all the multitude that is with him. For there be more with us than with him." All right, now notice verse 8. "With him is an arm of flesh, but with us is the Lord our God to help us and to fight our battles." And the people rested themselves upon the words of Hezekiah, king of Judah. Now that's some great words right there. What a great truth here. And what I really want to zero in on is the fact that King Hezekiah, when he said that, it says, "And the people rested themselves upon the words of Hezekiah," which obviously were the words that came from God in that directive. So, how many times can we really think and be excited and be thankful that God has done what he said he was going to do? The things that God does, we don't even know that he's done. In this case right here, this battle here, the people didn't have to lift up a sword against the enemy. God made sure that the enemy, the soldiers, one day just woke up and God took care. I think it was 185,000, not said here, but it was said in another passage where this story is duplicated. And then Sennacherib goes back home, and his own sons, I think, end up executing him. But here's the thing. Isn't it good that we can rest upon what God has said? And I also say this. They heard Hezekiah say it. Now we know that the dependence was not on the king himself, but on the God that was the God of Hezekiah, the God of the people. So when I as a preacher stand up, or you stand up perhaps as a Sunday school teacher, or whatever it might be, if you deliver the words of God and his promises, then you know what? There are people that hear that and they can rest upon it. They can trust it. And that's a wonderful thing here. So this very story here, when you hear it, there's something that brings a sense of rest and security to us, because it's God who's in control. God is the one in control, not an arm of flesh. This army here had strong soldiers, no doubt. They had weapons of war and all of that. But, with God, that's nothing. That's nothing with God. So thank God, God can fight our battles. In this case, God took care of the enemy totally. But sometimes we have to get out there and fight in the battle, whatever ways we have to fight. But God's with us in the battle, and God helps us in the battle. So either way, God says, you get in the battle, I'll help you. Or just stand back and see God take care of it. Either way, we can rest upon the words of God, and we can rest upon those who give us those words, and be thankful for people that continue to do that for you and I, that they stand there in the gap and say, you know what, we'll give the people the words of God. We'll give them these truths, and they can rest upon them. All right, well, we're done right there. Tomorrow is Wisdom Wednesday. We'll be in the book of Proverbs tomorrow. Otherwise, have a great day, safe day, healthy day, and Lord willing, we'll see you back tomorrow. And thank you for watching.